Lila's heart raced as she adjusted her thrift store blazer in the reflection of the cafe's window. She hadn't been on a date in years. Her world revolved around school drop-offs, late-night shifts, and stretching a paycheck so thin it nearly tore in half. Tonight was supposed to be different. A friend had set her up on a blind date, promising the man was kind, successful, and surprisingly down-to-earth. But as she turned to lock the stroller beside her chair, her nerves spiked. This wasn't supposed to happen. Her sitter had cancelled at the last minute, leaving her no choice but to bring 5-year-old Ethan along. The little boy clutched his worn-out stuffed dinosaur, his big brown eyes full of innocence and mischief. "Mommy, is this your friend?" he asked, tugging at her sleeve as the man she was supposed to meet walked in. Tall, immaculately dressed, with the kind of quiet confidence that filled a room, he was nothing like the men Lila usually met in her world of penny-pinching survival. He looked like he belonged on the cover of a magazine, or behind the wheel of a car she could never afford. Lila swallowed hard. "I'm so sorry," she blurted the moment he reached their table. "I couldn't find anyone to watch him." "I completely understand if you'd rather reschedule." But instead of irritation, the man smiled warmly. "That's fine," he said, kneeling to Ethan's level. "And who's this? Looks like you brought the real VIP tonight." Ethan giggled, showing off the dinosaur. "This is Rexy. He's really old but still strong. Like a superhero." Something softened in the CEO's eyes. He pulled out the chair across from Lila, as if this was the most natural situation in the world. For the first time in months, she didn't feel judged, just seen. Dinner began awkwardly enough. Lila tried to keep Ethan entertained with crayons and napkins, embarrassed every time he interrupted. But the man didn't flinch. In fact, he leaned into every conversation with Ethan, asking about dinosaurs, favorite cartoons, and whether chocolate chip pancakes were better than blueberry. It was Lila who struggled to hold back tears. She wasn't used to kindness that didn't come with conditions. Halfway through, Ethan grew restless, sliding off his chair. "Can I go look at the cookies?" he asked, already wandering toward the bakery counter. "Stay where I can see you," Lila called, her chest tight with guilt. "I really am sorry," she said again to her date. "This isn't how I wanted tonight to go. I didn't want to bring my baggage." The CEO shook his head. "Don't call him that. You're doing the hardest job in the world on your own. And you're still here, showing up, trying. That's not baggage, Lila. That's strength." Her lips parted, stunned. No one had ever said that to her. Most days she felt like she was barely keeping her head above water, one overdue bill away from drowning. Just then, Ethan returned proudly holding a giant cookie in both hands. "The lady said I could have it. She said someone already paid." Lila frowned. That can't be right. But when she looked up, the CEO was sipping his coffee, pretending not to notice the grateful look she gave him. The rest of the evening blurred into laughter, easy conversation, and little moments Lila never thought she'd get to experience again. When it was finally time to leave, Ethan clutched both his mom's hand and the CEO's, as if it had always been that way. Outside, beneath the glow of the streetlights, Lila turned to him, unsure what to say. She expected awkward goodbyes, maybe a polite excuse not to meet again. Instead, he smiled down at her son and then at her. "You know," he said gently, "I didn't come here looking for perfect. I came here hoping for real. And tonight? This feels real." Her breath caught, and for the first time in years, hope bloomed quietly inside her chest.